I could tell you why we ain't got reparations because the people that we got that's in office, and when I say that, I'm talking about state representatives, senators, and stuff like that. They just going along to get along, man. They get in the back rooms when they talk about how they gonna vote, and they all say we gonna vote like this, and whether they really agree or not, they vote that way. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how I go. I got firsthand experience with that. That's why we not gonna get reparations because
Because you
ain't
saying
nobody gonna fight for nothing. Ain't nobody making no moves. Whatever they higher up say they gonna vote for, and what they say they not gonna vote for, that's what they doing. Even if they
homegrown.
even if they know it's good for the community, they gonna vote no on it just because it's the Republicans' bill, and their excuse is gonna be, well, it's more of them than it is of us, so it's gonna pass anyway.
All right. So what's your take on that, Ebony? I'll get you in.
I think with the Black Caucus and everything, it's been infiltrated with a lot of um, blacks who are not from the country, so they don't have any stake in the issue. There are a lot of like Black Caribbeans in the Black Caucus and people from other cultures and everything. So they don't care either way because they're not attached to the lineage. And so I think we need to put more people who are from the lineage and who can fight for us, because it's not for all Black people. It's for people that have a direct lineage to this country. And I think that is why it hasn't been pushed from the Black Caucus, because it's been infiltrated with blacks from other parts of the world.
There you go. That cultural disconnect. And that's going to make it a lot easier for, like you said, Brother K, Brother Cole, I hope we're saying it right. That's going to make it a lot easier for those individuals to get there to be acceptable to getting their palms greased. That's what it's all. That's what's been happening. Yeah, we're going to vote this way, grease my palms, and it is what it is.
Yeah. So what you got, Triple X? Welcome up, brother.
Hey, all right. In regards to what's being discussed, because it's quite a few things that I've seen discussed up here. I haven't seen the whole live, but in regards to the reparations bill, I agree a lot with what has already been said. The reality is, even though we have a lot of Black people in a lot of political positions locally, and in Washington everywhere, even though we have those, it's two main problems. One is that a good number of those people are not from Black Americas. They're not Black Americans. And the other issue is that regardless of if they're Black Americans or not, they're not our candidates. Like when Jewish people put people in power, those are people directly from a Jewish lobby, small hat lobby. My bad. Yeah, so they will do their bidding in things that they want specifically because it's from their party, it's backed by their dollars, etc., etc. We don't have a pro-Black pack that are putting these particular people in these positions in politics. So they're not going to do our bidding. So people from the DNC, like the candidates they put in, they're not going to get out there and fight tooth and nail for reparations. That's not anything they're looking for. If anything, many in the DNC are going to be against that. So, and they're going to be against it on in the RNC also. So either way it goes, we don't really, even though we have color in there, it's not our real representation that's in politics right now. We don't have anybody in politics that is our real representation at this moment. Yeah, because we haven't put them there. And if one gets there, he has to go through the DNC or the RNC bidding in money to get there. So when he get there, he's going to do their bidding, and that's how that's going to work. Otherwise, they're going to get rid of you. That's how that's going to work, and your political career will be over.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. Do we think we need to be, because Triple X just hit on something about us not having representation, whether it be in Congress or in the police force or anything. Do we need to be raising our children and gear them towards this stuff instead of trying to make the next LeBron James or the next, Lamar Jackson? Be trying to get our kids in these positions.
See, it's kind of a double-edged sword. I would say yes and no. Here's the reason. I say yes because we do need them. However, only if we can put together something so we can back them and they're our candidates. If we can figure out a way to somehow infiltrate or work out a deal within those groups to get our candidates in, and they have to do our bidding, yeah. But just pushing young blacks toward politics and they have to go through the RNC windmill or the DNC windmill, you're gonna get the same results you're getting because it's black people there now, you know? Yeah, but considering it's put in by their money, they have to do their bidding, and otherwise they're gonna just get rid of them. So we have to find a way to put them there ourselves, and that's what's complex.
The thing is, we got to get in their pockets.
Yeah, money.
Every community figures out a way to get in their pockets.
Yeah,
and that's financing them.
Yeah,
which means the black community got to become an LLC some type of way.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's what the small heads do. That's what the Europeans been doing for years. You know what I mean? We get in their pockets, then we will. That's when we will have economic equality. As long as we're not in their pockets and they don't owe us no money, then what? They looking right over us.
Facts.
Cole, that's what I mean by learn the rules to the game. We got to learn that, you know, you got, like you say, you got to become an LLC. You got to become a business. Like you got to, as families, we got to put ourselves in position to benefit from tax breaks. They don't care if we weren't taught these things. They don't care if we know if injustices got us to a point where none of this stuff was ever brought to our attention. We got to learn. Shout out to John Hope Bryant. Got to learn how to structure our lives by not being consumers and take advantage of tax breaks. That's the number one thing.
The black community has to become lobbyists. There needs to be the Black American lobbyist firm or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And that way we get in the pockets of these politicians legally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, here go $1 million for what we all can agree on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We are not going to agree on everything, but the major points that we can agree on, this is what we can say that we won't push that through for us. You got $1 million.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly.
Instead of giving it to Cardi B to go shake her ass on stage, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Yeah, and like we were talking about before, if there's 43 million of us in the country, if we all gave $1 and gave it to a politician and discussed with them what we want our reparations, we want tangibles, we want things for our people. I think we have a better chance because we are letting them know what we want, and we're also backing it up with our money.
Here's the thing. There's not 43 million FBA of us.
Yes, there are. Gavin,
anybody can represent as black, whether you're Caribbean, African, on the census.
No, it's foundational Black Americans. That it's not included in with Caribbeans and.
Oh no, I understand. But I'm talking about that 43 million number as far as the U.S., as far as blacks in the country. That's anybody with black skin.
No, it's 43 million foundational Black Americans. And actually the number is bigger because not everybody fills out those census forms. We all don't fill out those forms. So there's even more than 43. We're talking about
so it's more. So it's more than 43 million of us outside of anybody not born in FBA.
Foundational Black Americans. Yes.
Okay. That's news to me. I did not know that was true.
Well, when it comes to the census, factually, they are talking about all black people. You know what I'm saying? The census. Now, if you're talking about other statistics, I don't know those studies, but the census is definitely talking about in America all black people. So that could be African, somebody that's from Haiti. Now, if they in America, they're gonna classify them as black. It's nowhere in the selection bar where they can say. I mean, they could put other, but that's not. Then it would be other.
That was my understanding. Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, the number ain't that far off. It's probably like 30 something million of us. You know what I'm saying? The number ain't that far off.
And that goes to my point where I try to say I don't believe in the whole, all the tether stuff and all the division. Me personally, I don't subscribe to it. Because of that reason right there. I don't believe in dwindling our numbers, and we're already the minority.
Yeah. The only thing we gotta go ahead, brother.
I was going to say, well, Gavin, I think the issue with us making us one big Negro, because that's not what we are. We all don't think the same, and we all don't believe the same, and we all don't have the
different
like,
values.
Look, here's my thing. I agree, Ebony, but I think black people in my own family don't agree with me. That's what I'm saying. Don't matter if you a tether. I don't care where you from. Like,
Okay.
we don't agree with each other. Black people born here.
But I could put it in this perspective. They look at, how can I put it? Like a European that's in Europe. That's how Africans kind of look at us. You know what I'm saying? We're not just, we see them as black because some of them live around us. You know, if you live in a hood, you know what I'm saying?
I don't disagree. What I'm saying is all black people ain't black people is what I'm saying. All that 30 million ain't gonna be like, all right, I'm with y'all. They're gonna be like, I don't agree with that.
Right. That's true. Yeah.
But it's about what the majority can agree on and what's best for the community. You know what I'm saying? We don't, and you gotta have some qualifications for it to really matter about what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? If you a degenerate, we don't care if you don't like what we don't care if what you think about what we saying about this politician and they politics if you ain't never voted a day in your life anyway. Come learn something, and then you know what I'm saying, we get into it.
Yeah. I'll say this too, and I've heard this several times from several places. Only about 10% of blacks are going to be immigrant blacks in this country. The bulk are going to be foundational black Americans by far. The issue is that in a lot of politics, there's a high number of immigrant blacks that have infiltrated politics, and to a degree, they're becoming a voice for us, and they don't have our values in line. Like the one guy from New York, I forget his name offhand. He was on the Breakfast Club. He was speaking directly against reparations. So that's exactly what we don't need. So
that's why I asked you about getting our kids involved, and do we need to be? We need to be more represented here.
Yeah,
not saying we need to stop playing sports or whatever. We need to change the representation in some of these places.
Yeah. We're not supposed to quit. I agree. We do, but to do that, and I agree with what the brother said earlier, is that what's his name? Coel. Yeah, I agree with what he said. We have to have that particular PAC and or infrastructure to fund that candidate, you know, so he can do our bidding, you know, and nobody could be like, well, we're going to vote him out. Nah.
But we need more than one person. I think it got to be hundreds. That's part of the problem.
Yeah.
When you get one person, they end up putting you in the ground very easily.
Yeah.
We need lots of them where they say, look, even if he gone, there's 100 more waiting. There's 1,000 more waiting. We can't keep trying to lift one person up.
No, I agree. We need that infrastructure that's together to fund multiple candidates at once.
Well, it wouldn't be like one person. It's like we could lobby a whole party. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Facts.
No, I agree. Yeah, definitely not one person.
Presidential candidate. Hey, here go 20 million from the black community.
Yeah. Well, it needs to be no different than how they're funding Jewish candidates, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And other cultures, like they're getting crime bills and everything for their communities and stuff, their cultures, you know, with the Asian hate crime bill and all that stuff. We need to have stuff like that in place for our people, and tangibles and things for us, and crime bills for our people, so that we are represented in that way as well.
Yeah, agreed.
Hey, shout out to the brother. Was it, how you say brother? Coel?
Yeah, Coel. Yeah.
Coel. You said $20 million. I looked it up, how much it costs to run for presidency. It costs about $2 billion to run for president.
To run for presidency? $2 billion?
$2 billion.
It's crazy.
Yeah, y'all know the kind of money they be. Kamala was spending like $200 million a week, something crazy.
I mean, but as a black community, if we lobby right, I mean, we could here go 500 million.
And there's no guarantee.
Here go 250 million.
Either. You see what I'm saying? You're gonna spend 200 million, and there's no guarantee you go win.
Yeah, but what if we do win though? What if we do win? So
we got to be able to lose those resources. So there we go. We got to be willing to say, here it is. And if we
What
don't,
the black community spends $2 trillion a year, man. So
Yeah,
I mean,
we get it. We get it.
250
It's easy.
yeah,
It be easy.
250 million ain't.
Yeah, y'all sound it ain't easy. I wouldn't say
I would say it is. If you could get all FBAs to put $1 a month up, $1, and I know. But if you can get them to put $1 a month up just for 12 months, that would be crazy money.
I mean, practically, if we been, you know, in the perfect world, yeah, but we so fractured, divided, it ain't no way.
it's because I know how this goes. You start building up funds. All right,
Who
you
in
get
charge of it? Who in charge of it?
Who
be embezzlers to me, trust issues.
Yeah,
who in
It
charge?
gotta be somebody that people like
yeah,
and that people trust.
Yeah,
there are trustworthy people in our culture, and I think enough of us are on code that will put up the money, and the ones who are not on code, they can fall back. There's enough of us to get this done. We don't need everybody to be on board, because we didn't need everybody to be on board in the past, and we don't need it now. There's enough of us that are on code. So
I would say Dr. Claude Anderson, he'd be a great person to put in charge of that.
He got one foot in the grave, respectfully. We need
he'd be a good person to start out with.
What if he passed away? Then what? We could be like, oh, it's over. Dr.
No, hold on, Gavin. Hold on, Gavin. No, he'd be a good person to start out, and then he can start mentoring certain people that he thinks is worthy of that, and we could go from there. You know, I get why you doubtful of it. Gavin, look, man, I'm from the same background you and Mr. Walker is from, man. I already know, man.
I'll say this: it's just observable. I see how divided
I'm the biggest cynic ever, man. Like, you got to remember who you're talking to here, man. And with the background and family I come from, man, I'm the biggest cynic ever. If you look up cynic in the dictionary, it's a picture of me with a big gold chain on, standing next to my Grand National, man, with a shotgun. Bruh, ain't a bigger cynic out here. But hey, we got to push forward, man.
I think our best option is like Devil Games said in the chat, is to get somebody young, somebody fresh, somebody who is not tainted. Like some of the older generations, they're kind of tainted and they don't really care because they're about to check out anyways. But somebody young and fresh, and somebody that will listen to our ideas, because there are a lot of young people who are getting involved in politics with the reparations movement and everything. There are a lot of young people out there making it happen. So I think if we get somebody young and fresh, I think it'll give us the best chance. Somebody who has direct lineage to this land, and so that we can express to them what they need or what we need, and that they can make sure that it happens because they are a part of the lineage as well. I don't think it can be done from someone who's from somewhere else. It has to be somebody that is from here because they have a stake in it as well.
I agree. That's where I end up, with my, internet reparations research. It stopped at the NAACP and Dr. Claude Anderson, and both parties, Dr. Claude Anderson and the NAACP, speak on just obstacles, and it's just, I don't know. I just don't know how this progresses. Like the
thing is, they gave them guys money to keep it right there. They gave them guys money to keep the conversation right there. Al Sharpton, Dr. Claude Anderson, Jesse James. Yeah, Jesse Jackson. I'm about to say Jesse James. But yeah, they gave all them guys and the guys like them guys in those same type of positions money to just keep the conversation right there. Because the conversation been at the same point since the 1968, man. Yeah. Since Martin Luther King died, the conversation been at the same point. We need to stick together, try to put our money together. We need to do, man. They got us twisted going the wrong way. We got to figure something else out.
Yeah, NAACP probably done got bought. I don't think Brother Claude Anderson can get bought out. I think he's just one person. They just can ignore him. But the NAACP, there may have been some greasing of the palms there.
Yeah, they don't ignore it. They don't ignore it. None of them. They got voices. You got to understand, if somebody has a voice, Dr. Claude Anderson been around for a long time.
Yeah.
They're compromised, man. What are they doing? They get a following, they get powerful, and they get money, and they get followers, and all they followers.
Like Gav said, that one man syndrome. It can't be one lonely, well-educated, long in the tooth brother, because I just like I said, I like Dr. Claude Anderson. I just don't. I think it's hard to get traction. That's all.
Well, how long has he been around? Because I'm not too much familiar.
Dr. Claude Anderson?
Yeah.
Oh man, he whatever, man. Yeah, he got the book Powernomics.
Yeah.
For the 80s to 70s, he's been doing a long time.
Okay, so what I'm saying is all of those guys have been compromised. If you have some type of power and some type of leverage, your job, if we're going to give you some money and let you keep your power and leverage, is to keep your conversation right there. Just a conversation. You don't give them any more than enough to get further than what we want them to be. Because if how I think is, if that wasn't the case, why is it just left at the conversation? Why do these?
I say this, brother Coel, with those other guys like the Al Sharptons and stuff, and possibly Jesse Jackson. I don't know for sure. I think you're right. Now with Claude Anderson, I don't think I agree with that. I don't think he's been co-opted or anything. It's just he's got to the point, you know, as in the position he's in without any real money or support. What can he really do to push things any further? He's not in a position to do anything to push it any further. That's why it hasn't progressed, you know?
And another thing is that like Neely Fuller Jr. and Claude Anderson, they have taught us so much through their literature and all of their speeches and everything, like in books and everything. They've taught us so much game. So maybe they are not able to push it forward, you know, because they're at an older age, but they've given us the knowledge in order to push it through. So and just like with Johnny Cochran, he was fighting for reparations before he mysteriously had a brain aneurysm or whatever, but he was fighting for more Black lawyers from the lineage, also to be fighting for us as well. So you're right, it needs to be a group of people, but some of the elders are not all coons, and they definitely have taught us a lot in order to push the movement forward. So we're soaking up game from all areas, and we can push it forward. So
don't be deceived by the doctrine of the Herodians. That means don't be deceived by the politicians. The Herodians were the politicians of that time. And we see in this country that politics is damn near religion. I'm a Republican, I'm a Christian, I'm this, I'm a Democrat. See, y'all don't remember that the Black Panther Party was started in Mississippi in answer to the fact that they would not allow blacks to be seated on the Democratic Party in Mississippi. So that's where the Black Panther Party started. So they started their own political party. So now, I'm not saying that the last argument is a pipe dream. What I'm saying is this. Rage Against the Machine, their first album. You want to know the truth? Listen to that. Mr. Walker quotes it sometimes. Fuck you. I ain't gonna do what you want me to. Rage Against the Machine, this is towards you, Ebony. They said, come up, what does the billboard say? Come and play, come and play. Forget about the movement. See, they want us all to be, you look at that movie, They're Alive, where they're trying to indoctrinate us to consume, sleep, watch TV. That's what's going on right now. Sports. Sports is a religion. I have never seen so many betting ads in my life. And I know where they originated from. And they put that little thing at the bottom, say if you got a gambling problem. See, in North Carolina recently, we just got the lottery. They say it's for the schools. Why can't you just give the money to the schools?
Got to gamble
We don't
first.
see the rich folks going buying lottery tickets.
For poor folks.
You don't see that. You don't see people, rich folks fighting over a sports team. You don't see that. But you see, the minimum wage is still $7.50, $7.25, I think. That's what the minimum wage is. Now they might give you $20 an hour, but baby, you can go back down to $7.50. The only reason they did what they did as far as minimum wage and everything, when they started minimum wage, that's when they brought in the machines to harvest the crops. When they started having to pay the people $1.25 an hour, that's when they brought in the machines to harvest the crops. And before that, you better watch the movie The Grapes of Wrath and find out who was out there in the fields, the white folks. But guess what white folks did? In order for the politicians to pacify the white folks, you better listen to what Dylan said. Dylan said that the white politicians said to the white, poor whites, what you being so mad about? You got more than the blacks. That's what Bob Dylan said in the song. He told the truth. And Bob Dylan was at the march in '63. Bob Dylan, you need to find out what's going on. He said that they tried to turn the hurricane from a man into a mouse. And if you try, we keep talking about, I'm a black man. God damn it, I'm a man. That's what Fleetwood Mac said. That's what Muddy Water said. I'm a man. Ain't no black man. I'm a man. And I will not strive to be the best black doctor or the best black plumber. I will strive to be the best lawyer, the best plumber, the best doctor. My best friend Daryl told me one day, he said, Leon, I had 3 jobs in my life, and you gave me 2 of them. And if you really want to know the truth, we will not get ahead until we join with the white man. We will not get ahead until I ain't say crackers. I said white man.
All right, let me ask you this, Leon. All right, we'll get it back on track before I pass the mic. I mean, do you think we're gonna get reparations?
I think that we would get reparations if we make the government afraid.
How do we do that?
We have to join together with
together right now over me.
You didn't know. Come together. We got to come together. And I'm trying to come together.
All right, that's your answer? Come on, Leon, no more rabbit holes.
Oh, okay.
What you got?
I think that we will get reparations if we make the government afraid of us.
Okay.
Right now, see, this is history. I'm about to tell you something. When the white man, the poor whites, back during the Revolutionary War, right after that, joined together with the blacks, that's when the politicians and the rich whites said to the poor whites, oh, y'all white too, and y'all can vote. As long as they keep us separated, as long as we keep ourselves separated, they cannot do anything if we stand together.
All right, Leon, that was enough.
You are a false prophet, and security, take him out of here.
You got 5 minutes, Leon. So
Shout out to Project Leroy. He was on your top. Says nope. Plane knocked out the sky by Leon. Leon, I feel what he's saying. We do gotta unify. You know, it's about classism, social economic status got a lot to do with groups now. You know, racism stuff that's always going to exist. What's the bigger picture now? And he was speaking some truth. You know, the poor blacks and the poor whites, we think we different as far as the government and laws and policies are concerned. We ain't. You see that? The things that matter, we the same. You know, for the most part. Obviously, there's differences. I don't want to hear y'all mess, but we're on the same level.
that part. So what you got, Brother Lex? You know, as we wrapping up here.
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about the truth about MAGA. What does it mean for people of color?
Yeah. Hey, you know, that's a great question. At the end of the day, it's not our movement. You know, I understand why they were able to catch a lot of people. I mean, a lot of our people are looking for something to join up with and push forward with, and looking for change. But the reality of it all is, it's not our movement. It wasn't started by us. It's not pro-black. It doesn't really address any black issues, and it's ultimately is not our agenda. So I think it would be best not to get behind that. I think it's really on its way out at this point. You know, Trump, I mean, I don't want to get into that because I don't want to derail the conversation here too much, but that's where I'm at with the MAGA thing. Hey, this is an outstanding platform, Gavin X and Mr. Walker. I like the direction y'all going with this truth over lies. You guys, I like these topics. These are great topics. It's addressing stuff that's much needed to be discussed in the community. I enjoy coming up here and discussing these things. And Gavin X and Mr. Walker, I know specifically why. You know, look, man, I know exactly why you guys feel that way when you're like, who gonna be in charge of the money? Hey, as a guy that has seen so much fraudulent nonsense and lies, even within, not just strangers, people you deal with. I get why you guys are like that. Y'all are not wrong, man. You're not wrong. You're not wrong for feeling that way.
And also, what do you think about this? Shout out to Izzy. You know, this stuff here, you know, is there any truth to it?
Yeah, well, I'll say this, Izzy. Here's the thing. We're the majority. We just need to step forward with our situation and have our super PAC or our political party or whatever, and they'll be on the outside trying to get in. That's how that works. We're the majority here. Yeah. It's no use in going back and forth with them. Let them go ahead and continue to infiltrate the DNC and RNC and do whatever they tell them to do, and we'll get our own thing started. And then we'll take the wheel and steer that ship. And then at that point, they'll be on their own. You know?
Well, we got to use YouTube to connect and come up with some kind of agreement. Like, come on, we can't get lost in the moment. Without YouTube, we don't have the opportunity to connect and have these conversations and brainstorm. Like, we got to use this platform to, assimilate, get together. And we need to trust one another, but Not really. We're gonna get stuff on paper. So whoever dealing with the funds, you're gonna be held accountable legally. You can try to do something if you want to. This is written on paper. Ain't no handshake agreements going on. Like Mr.
Right.
We know where you live. We know where your kids go to school. All that stuff. But I think if we have a shot at really coming together, unifying, we need to start using social media because, like I said, I don't have the privilege of coming in contact with you guys without it. So
I agree. It's been a great ally so far. I wish it existed in our great leaders' heydays, the Malcolm X's, the Martin Luther Kings. Like a lot of stuff would have gotten shut down with COINTELPRO. They showed pictures of black agents that was able to infiltrate the Nation of Islam, Martin Luther King camp, the Black Panthers. One guy was in all three camps. Like chicks would have called him out from seeing pictures on the internet. Like that's the same dude. Crazy, man. So yeah, you're right. It's been an asset, no doubt.
There we go.
That part. So what you got, Brother Cole?
As far as the truth about MAGA for people of color, I honestly just think black people in America just need to align with the winners. We've been so focused on maybe making our own, aligning with things that make us feel well. No, we need to align with the people that's winning. We need to somehow get in their pockets. Doesn't mean we have to align with all of their views. It just means that they have to know where we stand and do the things, or willing to do the things that we're asking for. So whether it's MAGA, whether it's the Republicans, whether it's Democrats, I think black people just need to focus on coming together with the winners. Because like I said, we've been doing this for so long, but we're going to start our own party. We in 2025, bro. If black people was going to start their own party, dog, it would have gotten done already. That's just how I feel about it. We've been voting for so long. We've been on doing this for so long. We would have had our own party by now if that's what we was going to do. We need to stop trying to start from the bottom and align with the people that's already at the top. That's it.
I like that. That's a new thought up here. I haven't heard anyone say that. And I like what you're saying. I like the thought. Align with the winners. And that's how you infiltrate. Can't beat them, join them.
Yeah.
So we gonna see what y'all doing. Farrakhan spoke on this. He said observe, the Viking man's ways because he's very successful. Observe. So learn. I get it. Like I understand. Like join them, and then once you become baked into the cake, we ain't baked into nobody. We ain't baked into anything. Once we get baked in, then you can say, you know what? We're gonna start changing some things around here. I can jump on that crazy train, brother. I like the train of thought.
Yeah, appreciate it.
So what you got, Sister Ebony?
Back to I would start off with back to what Izzy was saying. I don't think it's necessarily us versus them thing or anything. There's no verses. We are just have chosen to define our lineage and our culture, and just because we want to focus on our issues and the things that we need to do to improve our lineage doesn't mean we're against you. We just don't want you guys like speaking on our behalf. That's the only thing. If you don't have our best interests at heart, don't speak on us. We actually are in our own lane doing our own thing, and we don't really speak on other people unless they come in and say stuff to us. So we're just focused on our lineage, and just because we're focused on that doesn't mean we're against you. We're just focused on our own stuff. Like we fought for civil rights, we fought for people to be here, we fought for all that, and now we're just kind of focused on us, and that's okay. Just like you guys can be focused on your issues, and that's okay too. We're just kind of doing us right now, and there's no verses. It's not that. It's just we're just kind of doing us at this time. And as far as the government and stuff goes, I do think that the government is afraid of us, and they've been afraid of us from day one because they know how smart we are, how capable we are, and how we can, when we work together, we can get anything done. That is why there's been systems in place white supremacy systems in place to kind of keep us at odds with one another, and having different things infiltrate our culture. So the fact that the government is scared of us, I know that is a thing because they have so much to keep us at odds. So with the whole MAGA thing and everything, I don't think that is our focus right now. I think the MAGA issue is dealing with other things. We have our own stuff that we need to work on. We have our children that we need to educate. I think this topic is great because it is reminding us of our past, no matter how hard it is to take in. But it is good to know where we came from so that we know where we're going. It's good to tap into the history, so that we can tap into that ancestral energy, and that can help us move forward with the things that we want to work on. Because the Majora spirit, it lives in us. It lives through our ancestors. It lives in us. This land is ours. Our ancestors speak through us, through this land. And so I think that that's important, and that's something that we can teach our kids. Learn the Tut language and all those things. There's so much that we talked about that I'm so passionate about, and I think that's kind of the direction that I want to go for my channel, is just talking about these important topics, because it is something that I am extremely passionate about. I know we will get our reparations because enough of us are on code. There are things that we need to do in order to get that in place. But this country will never be great. We can never make America great until they right the wrongs of the past. And that just is what it is. That's why we continue to have all these issues, because you guys have not righted the wrongs from the past. So I thank you guys always for having me up. I love Truth Over Lies, and keep going, fellas, because we all support you.
Hey, shit, sister. Your rebellious energy, is a lot of the energy behind this channel. Hey, shit. I remember I don't know where we was talking. I think it was in the Patreon, and that freedom riot spirit came out. Yeah, definitely love it. But when we talking about joining the winners or aligning with the winners, we got to understand this is chess. This isn't, I got you. This is like chess, not checkers. It's not move for move. Oh, you're aligning. No, we are working on something down the line. We already know the dangers of becoming whatever, a coon and selling out. We identify, we acknowledge those obstacles. However, we got to find a way to get baked into this social economic cake better than we are. We already are, but we just don't use that power. We got the spending power, but we spend it on dumb stuff. But I'm sorry, go ahead, brother Cole.
See, the thing is about it being cooning. See, cooning is not what I'm speaking about when I say align. That would, when somebody brought up Obama in the chat, no, that's exactly the opposite. That's somebody joining and then becoming what they want you to be so you can fit in and just so you can get the position. So I'm gonna just be this person, or they pick that person just because who he is. But he's not even FBA. Like, he got a white mom and his dad is like from Africa or something. Like, so I mean, that's a whole other point. But so yeah, that's not what I mean by cooning. It has to be a strong man with strong values that's gonna stand in his point. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna lie, the Democrats, when somebody spoke about education, the Democrats, they don't care about our kids' education. You know what I'm saying? They want kids to be able to do whatever they want, call themselves whatever they want in schools. Like, it's all type of stuff. I think when it comes to raising our children, the other side, with MAGA side or the Republican side, they have children and our education in their best interest when it comes to that point. You know what I'm saying? They don't want alphabet people all in the bathroom. I got nieces and nephews. I don't want no grown man in the bathroom with my niece just because he feel like what he is. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother point. You know what I mean?
There we go. Appreciate you, brother. Don't be a stranger, man. Good to have you up here. Like your point of view, man.
What you got, Triple X?
Oh, yeah, I was just gonna say, to add on to what that brother was saying, Obama definitely wasn't the guy for this agenda, for this mission. again, it definitely doesn't need to be just one guy. And I know you mentioned that earlier, Gavin X. I agree with that wholeheartedly. We need a team, and that would be part of putting that type of agenda together, is to start being able to locate that talent, fund that talent, and put the talent out there, and let's see what they can do. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would like to see. As far as like us assimilating to the winners, I mean, how can I put this, man? The best way I could put this is, we have no friends, man. As Black Americans, we have no friends, and otherwise, I think by now we would have definitely have clicked up with a race, and been solid with them and been moving and shaking. We don't really have any friends. And as for people who are really in power, and we know who in power, it could only be one or two groups on how you look at it, or they're one and the same. They aren't really friends of us. Do they really want to have us come in and really be serious and passionate about us doing better? I mean, they could do those things without us being over there. I'm just curious, man. What's your thoughts on this?
The thing is, when you say, well, forget that. It's about doing something that we've never done before.
I guess
so you could say, oh, we would have done that. No, because like I said before, the leaders that they've let prosper and that they've funded has told us, no, we got to stick with this black agenda. It's black, 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 black. You got to buy black. You got to do this black. Nobody has ever said anything about, hey, let's go and try to partner up and see what they talking about. Even a few years ago when Ice Cube tried to do it, he got crucified on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, it has to be something that we're not doing. It's something that we're missing. We're being tricked. And the trick is not assimilating, but the trick is not teaming up with them, thinking that we can't team up with them because we don't like their views, because they great grandfathers had some slaves that so happened to be some of our ancestors. Man, forget that and let's win. Because
I
don't want it. That could be mistaken. I don't want to say forget that, but
if they're open to it, that's the thing. Like you say, when Ice Cube went to him with it, were they really receptive of it? Like, what were they willing to do?
We have to bring something to the table.
Man.
We
have
to bring
things have been presented, man, over the years.
We have to bring something to the table economically, bro. Business and funding millions of dollars to say, hey, these are our black dollars. We're willing to do this in the government. We bring this. These are the industries that we're backing, and this is what we stand behind. You know what I'm saying? If we're not in their pockets, then we don't have nothing. We got to get in their pockets, bro. We got to finance them. We got to come up with a bank.
Coel, I think that kind of funnels back. I see what you're saying. I think that funnels back to what I was stating earlier about us having to have that black agenda. Notice how when I said earlier, we put $1 up for every Foundation Black American, how much money that would be. Regardless if we did it that way or another way, if we had that type of money and we're producing our candidates, at that point, we'd be there. We have leverage. Yes, they would be willing to work with us on some level. I have no doubt.
There are, here's my thing. There are black banks. There's a handful of black banks. We've got black people in high places. And that's why I get frustrated with this conversation.
Because it's still not working.
Yeah, who are we? I understand we're going to continue the conversation, yes, but I like to put forth action with conversation. Maybe that's just me. But like,
no, I agree with that, man. I agree with that wholeheartedly, Mr. Walker. I'll be honest with you. I just don't see it just them just jumping out and saying, hey, come on, or we going over there presenting ourselves. I mean, a lot of things have just been raised to people over the years, many, many different instances, and I look at what the reception to it was, and it's just like,
it has to be a thing where they have no choice. We gotta, if this is what we want, we gotta get down and dirty. We talking about what we really want. We want economic independence, man. So if we can find some way to raise the funds and make them listen to us. Like there's people there that can have them listen to us, or some of us gonna have to die to make it happen. I'm talking about like 200 years ago. Like it could be like it's gonna have to be something if we want it to change, but or otherwise, like I said, or just like Mr. Walker said, it's just gonna be a conversation. And I feel like all our black leaders have us stuck in this revolving door of conversation, dog.
Yeah, you can't make anybody listen to you. I'll say that. Of course, when you got your money together, you can essentially buy yourself a seat at the table at that point. You know, if your money is really, really, really right, it's very, very little you can't do. You know? So yeah, you know, I mean, but you can't make anybody just listen to you without that for sure.
I mean, you kind of can, but go ahead, Ebony. I know you're trying to speak.
I was just going to say, I think we made a huge statement this last election with the whole parties, because a lot of us sat out. A lot of us sat on the couch because they didn't have tangibles for us. And we're no longer just voting just to vote. We're no longer voting because our parents were Democrats, and we're no longer voting because we don't like the Democrats and we're just going to go with the Republicans. We're looking for tangibles for our people. And we made a huge statement this last election because we flipped the whole Democratic Party. We weren't rocking with Kamala and all that, and they thought that they could bring Cardi B and bring Beyonce to the barbecue with the catfish nuggets and all that, show up singing the Negro spirituals with us, and thought that we were going to get on board. No, we sat out, and now they're all wondering, okay, well, where were the black people? Why didn't they show up? Because we don't rock with you because you're not doing anything for us. That's how you make a change. Because I bet you for the next election, they are going to they're going to have to do something, because we are no longer just voting just to vote. Yes, our ancestors died for us to be able to vote, but they also died for us to get something with that vote. We're no longer just voting for nothing. We're not voting for other people to get tangibles and all that. No, this is about us. And we flipped that last election. We will flip the next one until our stuff is heard. So I think that we are making a difference with what we've already done and what we continue to do. These reparation conversations are being talked on a national level from state to state. We are making a difference. We're showing up to the reparations hearings. No, nothing has gotten passed yet, but the conversation is going. We're talking about being foundational and talking about our lineage and the contributions that we made to this country. And this country is acknowledging such things. So it's going to happen. And we're already making a difference just by saying, no, we're not rocking with you guys, so you do something for us. And that's the type of time that we need to be on. Stay on code and keep it lineage based. And we're going to get our reparations for our people.
Well said, Ebony. Well said.
There you go.
Appreciate your devil games. He says, last election, a lot of melanated people voted Dems at 85%.
That's a half truth, though, because overall, less black people voted.
There you go.
You know, and that's the big thing, as Ebony Dean pointed out.
But the thing is, that don't help us, though. If less people vote, it don't help us.
But what are we voting for? Like, okay, say we have two parties. If they are not doing anything for us, why are we voting? Just to vote? If we're picking the lesser of two evil, what's the point when they're not doing anything?
Okay, so how I did it, I'm gonna tell you how I did it, right?
Okay.
I watched all of, like, as they came on, I watched their pep rallies, their speeches. I went to their websites and I read their policies, and I went with my common sense, and I said, oh, this person is obviously reading from a script and they're lying. Oh, okay. This person may be lying, but this person is telling the truth a lot, and they're definitely not reading from a script. I mean, and then if you look, I'm not going to even lie, man. If you look at Trump's policies, he has some stuff in there that was kind of good, man. When you talk about black men and businesses, the cuts that it could do, it's some good stuff in there. I'm not gonna lie, you know what I'm saying? And when you looked at the opposite, it just really wasn't. You know, and that's just how I went about it. I'm not gonna lie. That's just how I went.
Hey, Coel, I'm curious. What's your political affiliation? Do you have one?
No, I just go what makes sense to me. I just
okay.
If
I was just curious.
If I like your views, if I rock with the views and I can agree with that for the most part, then I'm rocking with it. And if I don't feel like you can, because I don't gotta agree with everything you're saying, but if I feel like you're just not being honest at all, I can't rock with you. I just can't rock with you. You feel me? Like,
yeah, I think I'll just say this. I think if somebody really wants to do something and they're really serious about and have interest and compassion for the black race, and they're not black and they're in a position of power, they can do it. You know, I'll say that. You know, now, I mean, I'm not saying that absolves us from wanting to do anything or getting out there and doing anything. But I still stand on that if someone was really interested in doing something, they can do it. You know, like if I hit for 2 million tomorrow and I want to send $1,000 to Truth Over Lies, that's my business. Nothing's stopping me from doing that. You know,
I could see how withholding the vote can be a power move, especially with AI and how it you know the data can be observed that hey, there's 40 million people not voting. That's power. That is stagnant power. Somebody may be inclined to say, hey, let's do something to get this staggering amount of votes. Let's finally give them what they want. Or I know there's no perfect system as of right now for us. However, sorry, not sorry, withholding the vote, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, and
or that could be.
Well, especially if you're not even getting anything for your people, for your vote. Okay, I didn't choose not to vote for Kamala because she washes her greens in the tub. She said out of her mouth that she was not doing anything for black people. Automatically, you're X'd out. There were a lot of things about Trump. I think Trump was the better candidate, but we're picking of the two of the lesser evils.
Lesser evils, yeah.
Yeah, you guys are not talking about nothing for me, so no, you don't get my vote. Yes, our ancestors died for us to vote, but we need something for our vote. I'm not just picking people based on when they're not doing nothing for me. Why should I even get up out of my house and go vote and do anything for anybody that's not doing nothing for me? Those days are over. We're not doing it anymore. We want tangibles, and that's what we're demanding, and that is just the type of time that we're on.
I think withholding the vote could be, if your theory is right? Withholding the vote is really just doing what they want us to do, will be what they would want us to do anyway. Because then if people don't vote, then they could all just go vote for who they want to vote for and then leave us all confused. So it's reverse psychology. Again, that's what I'm saying. Now we just in a circle. We in a rabbit hole. Don't vote.
I mean, we could have turned that election though. If blacks would have voted for Kamala like they voted for Obama the first time, she would have won. You know that, right?
I believe that if we do it enough, I'm telling you, they keep observing 40 million people not voting. They're going some political party.
But it's like it's a point system, though, bro. That just means if you got to think most black people are Democrats, so it's like you playing a game. So if most of these people and their fans not coming to the game or buying tickets or not voting, that just means the other team is gonna win by default, bro.
No, it's gonna make
we ain't no one. We're no one's team. We are no one's team. We are free agent. We are, but I know we got voting colleges, all that, but 40 million people is significant. That can sway things.
Well, here we go.
Or one second, Democrats or Republicans, they're gonna see this stagnant power and they're going to reach for it. How do you reach for it? Give them what they want.
Right.
Here's the thing. I see what you're saying, Brother Cole, but here's the flip side to it is, are you saying that we do need to vote for the other side? That's where your stance is.
I'm saying vote for the better candidate.
Okay. And so we're saying in this option, the better candidate is the other side. We need to vote for them. And we said we need to sit out voting. So if we sit out, like say, I get what you're saying, because what incentivizes the Republicans to do anything? You know what I mean? So I get that side of it. So we'll be in the war. We'll be on our own.
Because the stuff that you do want them to do. Like it was the immigration stuff was crazy for me. It was a couple other things that I didn't like. So yeah, I mean, it may not have been anything that I could say was specifically done for black people, but there was other issues that I wanted to get done that I thought would get done. Now, when you say, damn, it was something else you said. Go ahead, bro.
Say, maybe we need to have this written out to the Dems. We ain't voting for y'all until y'all put reparations on the front lines. And that's the only way y'all get back in the White House. If y'all don't, we just gonna be, I guess, MAGA. Hell.
Didn't Ice Cube do this? I thought this was what Ice Cube essentially did.
Yeah.
We've already done this. And the thing about it is, with the whole Democrat and Republican thing, like with our votes, if it didn't matter, they wouldn't come pandering to us every election, showing up at the churches and doing all those things. If our vote didn't matter, they would not come down and try to have all the hip hop artists come on and do all that. Our vote matters. They need us. And it's time that we start acting like it. There are no more free votes.
Yeah, because
let them earn it. Let them earn it.
It swings. You know, white folks might be, you know, the 70% of the country, but they are not 70% on board with each other.
Right.
That's where our power comes in. If they 70% and they like 40% of us is on this side and the other 30 on this side, that 30%, like, I need them ninjas. I need that 13% to add to my 30. That's how I get more, you know, and I need the Mexicans too. And I need everybody because it's a minority of whites that ain't on board with the rest of them. And that pull all of us in. They say, we need all y'all to go up against them.
Yeah.
The thing is, I'm just saying that if we vote for the better candidate, so whoever loses knows, how can I put this? If we all voted for example, for Republicans, I think the Democrats will have more of a reason to say, oh no, we effing up. Because if we just stand at home, they know the plan is working. We stand at home. Them niggas, they gonna stay at home. They just if we,
I think we should just let them win our vote, man. You know, honestly, Trump just missed the platinum plan. Shout out.
That's what we've been doing, bro. That's what I'm saying. It's a revolving door. We're not doing nothing different. Every election.
Coel, we haven't been doing that. We just did this last election, man. This is the first time the bulk has set out like that.
Right.
We ain't been doing this like 4 or 5 elections, man.
No. I'm talking about the talking point. I'm talking about the talking point. Every election is black people we gotta want something for our vote. And my thing is it's the revolving door of the same conversation.
We put action behind it last time by voting for the couch. Right. That's what she's saying, man.
How? We didn't put no action because the dude still won.
That was the action.
We lost. We lost though.
What were we winning? What were we winning? If we would have voted, what would we have won? What did we win? What could we have won?
Yeah, Trump already declined the platinum plan, so he wasn't interested.
What do you mean? What could when you win? That's what it is. You win.
We lost.
Well, is it safe?
We lost. So what could we have won if we would have voted? What were we getting?
Is it a catch-22? Are we looking at a catch-22?
Yeah, because think about this: if all the blacks, like Trump, had already declined the platinum plan last time. If all the blacks would have voted for him this time, he still wasn't going to just jump up and do it. He already declined it. What would that? I'm lost here, Coel.
I'm saying say every 43 million of us would have voted. What were we voting for? What were we winning? What were we gaining from doing it?
Because he's saying vote for the other side. If we would have all voted for Republican, previously he already declined our what we were looking for.
Right.
What do you mean, a platinum plan?
Yeah, he declined the platinum plan.
From who? Ice Cube?
Yes.
Come on, bro. That's one rapper. That's not even Let me finish. That's one rapper that didn't ask the black community. That's one rapper that didn't ask the black community anything. Yes. He went in there with some papers and said, "Hey, we want this." I get what you're saying, but
it was more than that.
That's not no real. That's not no real platinum.
Bro, it was a little bit more than that.
A real platinum plan is putting some stuff together and putting something that we can put through to get a bill passed. Ain't no one man going into the president and say, "Oh, this is what I think the black community wants," and then
No.
nobody else in the black community.
Here's the problem, though. Trump didn't respond and say, "Hey, Black America, I see your issues. Ice Cube has come to us with this. I don't know if this is something we can do word for word, but we're open and serious about doing something for you guys." He did not counter that. It was shut down, and that was that.
Okay. I haven't read more into that, so I can't. I'm not going.
He didn't counter because, like, if I'm going to buy a car or something, he want 8,500. I'm like 82. I'm like 8,000. A lot of guys gonna be like, well, hey, how about that 83? You know, they'll go back and forth, man. If you're serious about wanting to do something, brother. Like,
what I'm saying is you gotta. What I'm saying is you gotta. What I'm saying is you gotta give and take. You can't have everything. So if somebody say, "Hey, if somebody say, listen, bro, you still talking about just black issues. We gotta come together and fix.
No,
figure those issues out.
We need to work on black.
Danger, Cole, danger.
Danger.
We've been fighting for everybody from the time we were freed. We've been fighting for everybody else's rights, and we keep getting pushed to the side. Those days are over. It is about us. That's what our vote is for. Ice Cube, I don't know any Black American who would have went against what Ice Cube was trying to do. If he, I don't care who it is. If you have the ability to get into that White House and talk about our issues and try to put a bill forth for us, I don't care who it is. If it's a rapper, if it's whoever, go ahead and do it. And he is speaking for our people.
Facts.
And see, this is the same thing. This is the same thing that always happens. Look, when a motherfucker say maybe we should have went over there, black people, no, y'all won't even let me get a word in. And that's what I'm saying. We need to
win over there.
They got us. Who win? Not in my lifetime.
He went over there with the plan, man. Why did this administration bounce back? You're talking about one time 5-6 years ago, bro. Come on, bro. Stop it. You're talking about one time 5-6 years ago, acting like he hasn't gotten other things. Acting like he hasn't gotten other, bro. Are you? Can you not hear me while I'm talking? Because I try to do my best not to talk over you. So I'm just trying to understand. Can you not hear me while I'm? Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
You're acting like throughout his time being president, and I'm not gonna cape for him. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just trying to make a point. Throughout his time being president, he hasn't done other things, bro. The guy is getting an immigration problem in order, and a whole bunch of other stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. How can I put it? I can't have everything that I want. The other person was telling me that there wasn't an immigration problem at all. You understand what I'm saying? So we got to go with our common sense and what makes sense, not stay at home and be a whole bunch of because when we stay home, you know what that makes us look like? Mindless, brainless dummies. They're just staying at home and mute. They're zombies. Now psychologically, they shut us down. Oh, this black person ain't what we want. We don't like this white person, but he got some okay policies. Let's just go over there. Because if they know that how could I put this? If they know that we voting for common sense, then they gonna give us something that's common sense worth. If they know we voting off emotions, they gonna keep trying to tend to our emotions.
Let me ask y'all this now. I hear what all y'all. I think what y'all saying, it would make more sense. I'm gonna get you in, EV, for us to have an independent candidate that we pick and we all vote for him. And we know he gonna lose, granted, but they both sides can now see, okay, we gonna have to do something for that percentage. You see what I'm saying? Make them fight for it if they want to win that next election. If they think they need us, they gonna go hard in the paint. They like, or they gonna keep voting for their independent little party, or do we want that 13%? Show us how bad you want it.
And our silence spoke volumes. I'm sorry, it just did. It flipped a whole election, and unless they come with tangibles, it's going to continue to happen. And so we made a huge difference this election. Hi,
I think I do agree with that, Ebony, but I think that can start, breeding, bad habits. I think we still need to be able to go to the poll and vote just for the person we want to. We don't necessarily need to stay home, and we don't need to vote red or blue. but we do need to show them that we're willing to do it. But the person that we vote for, got our interests.
Yes,
like that.
that's it. Yeah, it's all about
that's the
getting
only
something
person
for
we should
us.
vote for.
Yeah.
Like you said, but also hear what he said. We ain't expecting a win. We are showing that we will put our vote. We will vote, just not for y'all. I like that. We ain't stagnant. We ain't developing bad habits of just not voting. But we ain't voting red nor blue. We're gonna show you our stagnant vote because it ain't gonna win. But we're gonna show you that we are unified. So there you go. Not voting does not show unity, but voting, even for a losing candidate, does show unity. That's a middle ground. There you go. What SB Truth Over Lies, you just observed the middle ground being found. Some folks said don't vote. Folks said we need to vote. Now we say, you know what? We're gonna do both. We ain't gonna vote for either big party. We're gonna vote for the independent and show unity. I like it.
And that shows that we're in it for our interests only, regardless of who it is. It's for our interest, and that's how you're going to get our vote for anything.
I can agree with that. I can.
So I'm gonna start there. I haven't voted since I was hopeful about Obama, but I am going to get my stuff together, and I'm going to vote next election. I'm voting independent. Yeah.
I think it goes without saying. If a candidate, regardless if he has a long shot of winning or even no shot at winning, and he's actually about Black agenda, absolutely we should vote for him. That goes without saying. Like if that candidate came out now, and especially if he was backed by a Black party, absolutely. No one is saying we should never vote. Nobody's saying that. It's just considering what we were facing. Hell no. That's all that we were going with that. Let them take that L, that ass kicking they got, regroup, lick their wounds, and then let's see what they talking about this time. That's how you play that. You don't just keep giving it to people and they not serious about it. Look, as far as the Trump situation is concerned, opposite of Ice Cube, what I was trying to tell a brother last time, and I got over talk. What I was trying to tell him was this: look, they had that Black MAGA thing going with Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk, and they were all at the White House and stuff then. Roland Martin pulled up. Look, they were there at the end trying to ask Trump about a Black agenda and everything. It was shut down then. The Ice Cube Platinum Plan was years after that, man. It's been tried multiple times. They're not serious. This administration is not serious about it. I don't know what else proof is needed. Do they need to mail you a letter that say, hey, forget you N-word? I don't know, man. Damn. Hey, I'm going on mute, man.
Okay, I'm going to get EV in. What you got, EV? Welcome up.
I was trying to stay away for a second. I really was.
No, you wasn't.
I was, Ninja. I was, man. So it's a lot to unpack. First of all, no one's studying Steelers. I'll just start off with that. Number two, our problem in our community is that we don't vote like a business. We vote with emotions. Now I'm watching this whole panel. Everybody's making some great observations, making some, great points. But at the end of the day, it's still the same thing. Emotions over business. The one thing I learned years ago was that I cannot stand Newt Gingrich. Could not stand Newt Gingrich, but Newt Gingrich got a lot of stuff done. It taught me a lesson. I don't have to like the person I'm voting for. I don't have to sleep with them. I don't have to live with them. I don't have to go to the store with them. All I got to do is if I need them to do two things for me, a piece of good legislation, sign it. I'm talking about the president now. A piece of bad legislation, veto it. I have watched other communities get so much stuff with less than we are. I watched the Philippine community in Virginia Beach when I was living there. They got everything they wanted. How did they end up getting it? Because they're not counted in one side. What y'all are talking about, the currency you have is to flip from either side. That's how you do it. It's not sitting home and not voting this time or not voting for the candidate we don't. Because if that's the case, Black folks should have voted for Cornel West for president. You had a woman playing in your face. I mean, she kind of halfway resembled black. She didn't talk black. She put collard greens in a bathtub, and we still voted for her. Not we, but I say all of us collective. But at the end of the day, you had a Cornel West, a person you've known for years from Princeton University. You know who Cornel West is. Agree with him or not, but he's a black man. He's a all the way black, nappy-headed man. But you didn't vote for him. You went after the woman who had the goofy ass laugh. So my point is, yeah, when you say vote blue no matter who, what happens is, what incentive do I have to give you any plan? And if I'm on the other side, what incentive do I even have to listen to your plan? Because at the end of the day, you ain't gonna vote for me no way. Or if I go in your church, you're not gonna be receptive to me. If I go in your community, you're not gonna be receptive. All you want to see is that I'm a Democrat. But if you go to them Asian communities, you never know how they're gonna vote. You never know which way they're gonna swing. They are on code. They're the most on-coded people. I'm telling you, they get everything. They got an Asian hate bill. They got a whole crime bill. How many black folks have been killed by police? How many black folks have been killed with racial? With racial undertones. How many on video camera? We can't get a crime bill. Why not? Because once they know if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. And Charlemagne, the zesty, I will go to my grave calling him that. Charlemagne, with that lisping, zesty voice of his, he sat there and said nothing. They play in your faces every year. You get disrespected, and all you do is sit there, yes, sir, master. Ha, that was real funny. But a Republican say something about Rob Reiner's death. Oh, it's the worst thing in the world. Then you go talk about, I'm not going to rabbit hole, Gab, so don't even go there. I'm going somewhere with this. Then you go somewhere. And then you cape for these illegals. Why are you caping? The name of black and brown people should never come out of black people's mouths. Why? They will set up stores getting government grants. They'll bring their whole families over here. And guess what? You ain't going to be able to shop in their stores. They're going to follow you in their stores. And because they're going to put their people in the police department, they're going to put their people in elective office, i.e. Minnesota. They're going to follow you in their stores, and you're going to get more charges. You're going to get more charges because you violated something that they have that was given to them by the government. I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but I'm just saying our currency is our vote. But we're gonna have to ping pong this thing sometime. But you're not gonna be able to ping pong when you got Roland Martin, and that's why I said what I said earlier about a tethers, not a rabbit hole. The thing about the tethers, they are in positions of power. They're speaking to people in Washington. Roland Martin, Joy Reid, Tiffany Cross. All these other people, these people are tethers. They are not black. Corinne Jean-Pierre. They are not. They are not black folks. They're not FBAs. They are tethers, and they're going to these places saying they don't need reparations. So they look black, they act black. So I guess black folks don't really need it because you're not at the table.
When you say we got to ping pong, what do you mean ping pong this thing?
Sometimes we got to vote Republicans. Sometimes we got to vote Democrats. Sometimes we got to vote for that third party. And that's how we protect our interests. And when they come to our community, not knowing that they're gonna get our vote every time, they're gonna go and put that new park up. They're gonna go and get these new programs. So they're gonna have to do it because if they keep losing these elections, what are they gonna do then? They've got to. Okay, now I gotta get tangibles.
Yeah. Hey, EV, I rock with a lot of what you said. I think the only concern I would have is the reason why Cornel West didn't get any traffic, brother, is because he didn't really have a black agenda laid out. He really wasn't talking like that, and that's why he didn't really get any traction. Like, if a brother really would have been coming out talking like that, like for real for the community, he would have definitely got love, and cats would have been rocking with him. I mean, on the real.
If you poll 20 people, how many people know what his agenda was? I call cap on that with Triple X. I'm telling you, they just saw he was not a Democrat and they didn't vote for him. Point blank, period.
Look, brother, I'm going to just say this, and I looked into it, right? And in this all respect, EV, I rock with you, man. It ain't nothing, and a lot of that other stuff you said was on point. You know, we should jump back and forth depending on what's being offered. But, yeah, like, I looked at his agenda. It was not a pro-black agenda, with all due respect, you know?
And I'll say this real quick. I would say two things here. We need not live in the past so much as far as like the whole Cornel West thing. I think we need to come up with a solution moving forward. Like we can't cry over spilled milk. We didn't vote for him. We weren't having this conversation a year or whenever. But now going towards this next election, we need to get on code. That's part of it. So when this next Cornell West is up, we all know what to do. So that's part of the process.
Well, hold on, Gab, but let me say this to you, man. I'm gonna say this to you. It's hard to get that agenda, and you do have to sometimes look at the past, but look at that whole Ice Cube agenda. The Ice Cube agenda came up, but then sisters weren't even on, didn't even think they was even a part of the. They were separate. They got mad because they said it didn't involve them, and like Ice Cube was like, wait a minute, it does involve you. So once, and I'm gonna be on this to my dying day. Sisters got to be on code. We don't have the sisters intact, so that's the whole community is never going to be intact because they have their agenda. They got what they want and how they want. I mean, y'all cover this every single night, man. It's like how can we get on code when the other half of us has their own thing to do, their own thing, and I don't want to say they're all against us, but it appears to be a lot of the percentages against us.
That display was so troubling, and I can't ever forget it. I reference it often. As he was up there talking about what he was doing, meeting with folks, the platinum plan, and he said there is stuff in here specifically for Black people, and Vivica and the rest of the Heine clan was like, no, they said we need something for us. Ice Cube responded, are you not part of Black people? Vivica responded, no. It's documented. She said no. She said we need some specifically for Black women. Forget you, Black women. And as long as we gonna separate like that, the Democrats, the Republicans, they all looking laughing like, huh? They're still at it. They're still fighting amongst one another.
And that's the conversation that we really not having, because to be honest, the real Black man, the correct Black man, is mostly, I would say, conservative, has conservative views with our family, with our woman, how we will want to carry ourselves, how we will want to raise our kids. So, damn, I forgot where I was going, but yeah,
I agree with that.
I got you. Right.
The Black man is mostly conservative. So, the woman in the Black community, mostly they want to be able to do what they want to do when they want to do it. They don't want to accept a hierarchy. So if we as the Black community have our other half not wanting to be on that conservative side, they don't mind they gay homeboys going into the girls' bathroom with them. They don't mind it. That's mostly the man that got a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? They don't mind going to be able to have a whole bunch of to go under the knife to get rid of I don't know if we could say the A word on here. They don't mind that. It's the man, the Black man, and the man on this side that's going against that. The woman want to go out there and do all the stuff that we stand against, but the Democrats stand for that. So as long as they have that side telling them that this is okay, you can do what you want to do, and can't nobody tell you what to do with your body, then it's like, well, how can we protect you at that point?
Well, I think on behalf of the women that Ice Cube spoke to, he was speaking to his peers at the time. He was speaking to women that were within his circle. They don't represent all Black women, because there are enough Black women that are on code. And, once we get serious about it, we will figure all that stuff out. But enough of us are on code in order to move something forward. Lisa Ray and Vivica and all them, we already know all the issues that they have. They've already overkicked their coverage. It is what it is. This is about lineage, and enough of us are on code.
It's not enough for y'all on code, because if you I bet I won't even say your friends, but if you get 10 Black women together and you say, should women be able to have the A word? Most of them, if they don't say yeah, they should be able to, they're gonna say they should be able to do what they want to with their bodies.
What does that have to do with the Black agenda, though? We're
because
talking about
let you ask the question. Let me answer it. Because there was a white woman who actually brought that idea up and said it was basically her idea was it was too many Black children going on. That's what it has
Okay.
to do with the black community, and they trick us psychologically into killing our fetuses. That's what it has to do with the black community, and it's highly, highly unhealthy for our young ladies to believe that they can let him sleep with the man, let him come inside of her, and she can just go to the clinic in a couple days and she be okay. That's
Well, a part of the black agenda too is accountability. That's the first thing. You'll never change anything if you're not self-aware. And the reason why I say that, it's 92% of the women voted for Kamala Harris, period, just because she's a black woman. I would think the same in Texas for Jasmine Crockett. Policy unseen, policy unheard. I mean, even in her opening speech, she didn't say anything. So yeah, I don't think it's enough for y'all on code on that one because what's more important to a lot of them is pretty much the abortion thing. Look at the court system as far as child support. I mean, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but I mean, look at child support court. Look at all the stuff, some of our women are some of the most unaccountable people in the world, and you cannot change your community. You cannot even do anything with the community unless a person looks at themselves. There are more people. I post on Facebook today. There's some women that are more loyal to the sisterhood than they are the black agenda. Now think how serious, how deep that is. I mean, how deep is it? And first of all, you know, if you're so committed to the sisterhood, then you're so committed to what comes along with that. And that certainly ain't family.
Yeah, I think. Go ahead, Ebony. No, you got it, baby.
I just want to say, what does that have to do with our reparations and getting what is owed from our ancestors? I'm not talking about all this stuff. We're talking about a debt that is owed from our ancestors. It has nothing it's not male and female. We are all black and we are all from the lineage, and we all need to get our reparations. All that other stuff doesn't matter.
well, because those policies are those policies are going to be coming with it, so those have to be dealt with. And if you have one side of the community saying, hey, we don't agree with that, and you have another side of the community saying we do want this, so then when it comes down to the person that we are picking for the black community, now we're divided, and how are we going to come to some agreement on that if the women aren't going with the leadership of the men? You know what I'm saying? Like, if they just gonna be like, no, we want this, we want to be able to do this, we want to be able to do what we want, it's gonna
I
clash.
hear what you're saying. We got to filter those people out. Your argument is that, you said you get 10 melanated sisters together, they're not going to be able to agree. The ones that don't agree with the plan that's moving for what's best for the group, vote them out and then get a new group. You get 10 men together, you're more likely gonna get more agreeing, but you're still gonna have some folks that aren't going to agree, and you got to filter them out and bring in the ones that do agree.
I think that I understand what you guys are saying, because there's lots of things that are on the surface level, but we're talking about something that's going to benefit us all. There's not one benefiting more than the other. I honestly, I truly believe in my heart that the majority of black women, if we're talking about reparations for our lineage, will be on code and will be on code in order to get this done. I don't see it, because it benefits us all. It's not about one or the other. Like, that just seems crazy to me, but I understand where you guys are coming from. I think that we can figure it out, because it's for the betterment of our people. This isn't about gender, it's about lineage.
No,
Yeah,
I get what you're saying. I think you're right. If we're only talking about the issue is reparations, and we just gonna get this person in here for the issue that they fix is reparations, I don't think you're gonna have no black people that disagree with that.
Right.
But there are other policies and issues that come along with somebody being voted in, and I'll yield there.
I don't. If you put 10 people in a room and they have this conversation and they can make the decision, let's say 10 women, there'll be 9 women, and then there'll be Ebony Dean. So the way they look at it is look at the current system. I don't think women really have black men at heart. I really don't believe that in this modern day. I really do. You can say it all day long. I do not believe it, because it shows people show me who they are when there's nothing in it for them. And when something like that is in it for them, I from what I've seen, just even from the Ice Cube thing, from the Black Agenda, she spoke for Fox spoke for a lot of Black women, and that's how they feel. They feel like there is the Black agenda, and then there needs to be their agenda. And so, I'm sorry, Evan. I mean, I'm optimistic. I mean, I would like to believe that that would be something that would happen, but it would not be successful because reparations has to start on. We all have to be together on a lot of things, and for that, for the abortion, big thing is, it's all about the bag. They're all about getting the bag.
Well, this goes
And
back to
Yeah, I
Biggest
say,
bag. We're talking about the biggest bag is reparations. So why
Yeah,
would they not be on code for getting a big bag that's owed to them? Like that's
They
what
got-
I don't
right,
understand.
right. I'll say this, Ebony. I think a lot of them need to be under instruction, man, just like you say. But the problem is that this is an uphill battle. It's hard for me to disagree with these guys on this panel about that because, like you say, about the reparations, I'm sure a lot of them wouldn't be against this, but it's a lot of other things and policies and agendas that would be problematic. This isn't the time where we have the best unity between each other in this era. It's
And I
very
think
tough.
that's what Brother Coel was saying. He was saying that
Yeah.
we bring up reparations, but there's also it ain't just going to be reparations. There's going to
it's
be other stuff
it's other
attached to
issues
it,
too. Yeah.
and that's going to be the disconnect. Like, we all agree reparations, but guess what? Now up under that, you got more conservative views, then you got more liberal views, and that's where the divide will come most likely.
Exactly. We got family court laws, all type of stuff.
I think it's going to take a generation at
a lot of
this
stuff
point.
to deal with.
The adults are too divided. Y'all too divided, men and women. I don't think we could point fingers at either side. It's the community issue. I think we're going to have to teach the kids to get back to family. We're going to have to show them, obviously, but I don't think that's going to happen. So somehow we're going to have to teach them without showing them. And that family is important. And we're going to have to get the marriage rates in the majority because we can't keep sitting here talking about the decisions of single women. We need to have families making decisions. And we can't be worried about what a single woman's going to do because she's going to be erratic. She's going to make wonky decisions. But if we bring back family and the man is the head making most of the decisions, we can, get this thing back right.
But hold tight, gal. But you got these women leaving their marriages because they're not happy. You follow what I'm saying?
It's going to take the kids. Y'all adults is finished. It's going to take.
It has to be another generation.
They gonna get the reparations. We ain't getting nothing.
But see, what we gotta start. What we gotta start doing. We gotta start teaching our sons how to be husbands, and teaching our daughters to be wives. That's the only way it's gonna happen. If we can't just be going through life teaching them how to be functional adults. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you need to clean up. You know what I'm saying, and be able to cook. And no, hey, son, you working hard right now. You taking the trash out right now. You mowing the lawn right now to teach you hard work, so you could be going to work, paying the bills. All right, bet. You 13. All right, bet. Go get a job. Whatever work you do around the house, you working for it. All right. If I had a daughter, it's hopefully, well, not hopefully, her mother will be teaching her, how to clean the house, how to how to nurture stuff. Not, oh, you need to do all this frivolous stuff to go build a business and all that. No, that's we need to.
But that goes back to, I think that power is us as a man. We choose the woman we marry. So either we want the IG model with the big booty and the smile, or we want that woman that's going to teach our kids how to clean and cook and how to be a wife. We get to choose, the woman we want raising our children.
And there we go. Again, right back to it. It starts at home. There you go. I know we walking like we talking and we raising our sons and daughters to be good leading husbands. We are raising our daughters to be submissive, feminine women. Yes, that is the order of the day. The men gonna act like men and the women gonna act like women, and you are going to get your desired outcomes in return, and also help build this community. Yes, that's why I believe in certain social clubs, kind of like what we got over here. You got to get like-minded people together. And coming on YouTube, I have found out it's a lot more like-minded people than this broken world will let us on to believe. I got to throw that in there. I understand that, we see these examples like Vivica and the rest of the Hyena clan stomping out a good brother like Ice Cube.
Yeah, that was
However,
wild, man.
yeah, it was terrible. However,
Yeah. And
then,
you know what?
like,
A lot of sisters, what other significant black woman platform did you see going at them? None.
no.
That's
Cocktails and
what's
queens.
crazy, man.
Cocktails
And
and queens.
that's what alarming about it.
You
But
know, and it's
it goes back to Brother Malcolm X. He says our entertainers and athletes cannot be our leaders. So as much as I respect Ice Cube, we cannot send a man named Ice Cube to lead us. Like, we can't do that. As much as respect I got for the man, but it is what it is. That's why I be so hard on the rap culture and all this stuff, because you started out as Ice Cube. Granted, all that made your family change, but that's what people perceive you as. So we need to have more respectable. We need to teach our kids. We don't need no more Ice Cubes and LeBron Jameses. We need more police officers, congressmen, lawyers, doctors, all this stuff to change the culture.
Well, I do think that maybe Ice Cube didn't go into that office with Donald Trump. I think O'Shea represented that day. So, because that's his government name.
Perception is reality. So it don't matter. You say, I'm O'Shea. White man is looking at Ice Cube.
Right. Well, I do think that was
he just did it himself. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I think that it was a step, and we can continue on stepping from there. But to all the sisters out there, I want us to be able to prove to our brothers that we can be on code and we can get up under some instruction and we can get to the biggest bag, which is reparations for a debt that is owed for our people. And what our ancestors were deleted for. And so all sisters, let's just get on code so that we can make this happen for our people.